What are the 10 scariest movies streaming on Netflix right now? In this video, I'm going to be giving you guys my 10 favorite / scariest horror movies on Netflix that are streaming right now as of July 2024. So let's not waste any time and let's get straight to the list. I'm going to start with my favorite one, number 1, The Ritual. This is absolutely my favorite horror movie streaming on Netflix right now. It is about this group of friends that experience the tragic death of one of their other friends, and so in honor of him, they go on this hike in the wilderness somewhere. I forget where they're at, like some Scandinavian place. But the point is, they get lost, weird things begin to happen in the forest, then they get into this cult at the end, and there's this creature. Holy shit, this is the big payoff at the end of the movie. The monster is one of the best monsters I've seen in a scary movie, probably since like Alien and Predator. I mean, the creature design is truly fantastic. His name is Motor, and he's so badass looking that I'm even thinking about buying like an action figure so I can put him up on here in the background. I love it, and they don't over rely on the monster. Like, they don't use it for jump scares and as a source of horror throughout the entire film. No, they actually build up the characters. You care about the interactions between them, and then at the end you get this sweet payoff of a monster, and it's just an epic finale. Moving on to number 9 is gonna be The Babadook. This is a fantastic psychological horror movie. If you're into more like elevated horror or more artsy type of movies, this is the movie for you. Because some other people do like the more fast-paced, jump scare filled movies. I know that's surprising to hear, but there are some people out there that do prefer that, surprisingly enough. But if you're someone that's tired of the jump scares and the old classic cookie cutter formula of all these horror movies that are mainstream, this movie is much more different than that. It's a psychological horror movie. It's about a single mother who's plagued by the violent death of her husband, who's battling with her son's fear of a monster lurking in the house, but soon discovers a sinister presence all around her. Highly recommend if you haven't seen it. Top 20 horror movies ever, not just on Netflix. Like, it is that good. Number 3 is going to be The Conjuring. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this one because it is a classic. It's iconic. Everybody knows about it, but it is a really good horror movie. If you haven't seen it, I mean, it spawned an entire franchise, probably the highest grossing franchise in all of horror history, I think. So yeah, if you haven't seen it, you should definitely pay respect to the original movie, which is fantastic, by the way. It is based on a true story. The house actually exists. I plan on visiting the house and spending the night there, so stay tuned for that vlog. That's going to be coming up. I will announce it. But back on track, it is a real story. It's based on the files of Ed and Lorraine Warren, who were real paranormal investigators, and the movie holds up. The scares are really good, and this is a perfect segue to number 4, which is going to be The Conjuring 2, which is my personal favorite in the entire franchise. Not taking anything away from the first movie, it is fantastic, but for me, for my money's worth, the second movie is by far the best movie. People forget, but this is where you get introduced to the Nun. Like, even though the Nun has her own 2 spin-off movies, this is where we actually get introduced to the Nun. And there are some great scary sequences with her in this movie, such as this scene right here, the hallway scene. And don't forget that you also have the Crooked Man in this movie, and the movie overall is really good as well. The structure, the story, I think overall it's the best Conjuring movie in the entire franchise, including spin-offs. Number 5 is going to be a movie called Creep. Now, this is a little bit of a different vibe, okay, than those other ones, because the Conjuring movies are mainstream, they're popular, you can invite your friends over, everybody can have a good time watching the movie. This movie, not so much. This is more of an intimate experience because it's a found footage movie, so it feels extremely real, and you're following this really creepy guy that puts out ads online to get people to come over and help him film a movie, but that's what he says, but actually he's luring them in so he can kill them. It is a very creepy movie, like the title says, Creep. Extremely eerie, tense. You just have an unsettling feeling while you're watching the movie, so it's on the list. And piggybacking off number 5, number 6 is going to be Creep 2. A great follow-up to the first movie. Not gonna spend too much time here because it essentially is the same movie as the first one with some new elements and tweaks. It is a good follow-up. I recommend if you like the first one, you should take a look at the second one. Number 7 is gonna be The Babysitter. I absolutely love this movie. This is also a little bit of a different vibe. It's not super scary. It's more goofy comedy horror, but I'm telling you, it's worth the watch. Samara Weaving is awesome in the movie, and goddamn it, she is gorgeous in this movie. Holy shit. Jesus Christ. Ay, Dios mío, señor, dame la paciencia. Very interesting plot, unique twist on things. I think it's a very fun, adventurous horror comedy movie. I think you should give it a watch. Number 8 is gonna be the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the Netflix movie, which came out like in 2022, I believe. I actually like this movie. A lot of people hate on this movie, and I get it. The original is a classic. The 2003 remake is the greatest remake probably ever. Aside from that though, this is not a bad movie. I actually enjoy it. It's entertaining. There's some good scares. It's well shot. The only downside I can see on it is that like the younger teenage characters are a little bit annoying, but like they do get what they're like. It makes you enjoy watching them die a little bit more, in my opinion. But I think it's a solid entry in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre franchise. You should definitely watch it. Don't hate on it unless you've seen it. If you've seen it and you don't like it, I respect it, but I enjoy it. These next two movies might piss you guys off. That's why I left them towards the end of the list. My favorite ones are towards the top, but I do enjoy these horror movies. I will defend them till the day I die because everyone shits on them, so I will defend them. Number 9 is gonna be, I'm so sorry, The Nun. Everyone hates this movie. Oh my god, I liked it. I enjoyed the movie. It's not a great horror movie by any means, by any stretch of the imagination. However, it is entertaining. The intro to this movie, bro, you can't look me in the eyes and tell me the intro is not badass. The intro to this movie is one of the best horror intros ever. I mean, it's up there with, no, not up there with It, but it's a good ass intro. Seeing the nun taking everyone out at the Abbey and then the girl committing suicide and you see like the lights shutting off as she's floating towards you. It's a fantastic intro. The nun herself is a visually terrifying villain, and the movie's entertaining. It's shitty, but it's entertaining. It's on my list, god damn it. And then number 10 is gonna piss you off even more. Annabelle. What can I say, bro? I'm a sucker for bad horror movies sometimes, but I like the first Annabelle. Obviously, I just rewatched Annabelle Creation not too long ago. That movie is way better than the first one. However, it's not on Netflix, and we're talking about movies that are on Netflix. Annabelle's on Netflix. I like Annabelle. It's not as good as the second one, but god damn it, it's not that bad, guys. There are some good scary moments in this movie. Malthus is a terrifying demon that appears in this movie as well. Look, maybe I should rewatch it and I'll have a different opinion on it, but from what I remember, I've seen it one time. I enjoyed it when I watched it. I remember everyone saying it was a bad movie, so I went into it with low expectations and I was like, hey, I like this movie. I recommend it. It's mainstream, but like I said, in this list of 10 movies, there's other movies that are not mainstream. There are other movies that are better than this movie, so pick your poison. But those are 10 movies that are on Netflix that I find either super scary or entertaining and worth watching. So let me know down in the comments below, because I have not seen every scary movie on Netflix, make no mistake. Like for example, I have a list on my phone of some honorable mentions that I haven't seen, like Incantation, It Follows, The Autopsy of Jane Doe, The Platform. I've heard about them. I know they're popular. I know they have a fan base. I haven't seen them, so I can't put them on my list. I don't want to recommend things that I have not seen. But let me know down in the comments, have you seen movies that I haven't seen that are on this platform that I should watch? Leave it in the comments. Give this video a like. Subscribe if you're not already. And listen, if you guys want to support me, one last thing, I have created a Patreon. The link will be in the description below. But if you want to see exclusive content, reviews, rankings, you can DM me personally and ask for me to do a video on a topic that you would like. Go ahead and check that out below. It helps me and I truly appreciate it. And as always, I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace.